Hey, it's Andrew here with AS Movies and Games, and this is day 5 of a Game a Day campaign. You can check out our website at arcticsunburn.com. That's ARCTIC sunburn.com. And part of the reason we're doing this whole campaign and releasing a bunch of podcast episodes all at once is so that we can market a certain drawing that we did. And we did a Elysium review a little while back. Well, that also contained a drawing that we put together, a piece of art, and we are now putting that up on eBay as an auction. So you can bid on this drawing and own it for yourself, which why wouldn't you want a cool piece of art for your room, right? So, and by the time this comes out, who knows? That bidding war may be over and someone may have purchased it already, but either case, thanks for tuning in. And even if you're tuning into this in the future, hey, I'm still doing a game review, so hang around and listen. Today I wanted to take a look at Dragon Quest V. And I will say, maybe this could be a potential question you've been asking yourself as you listen to each of these Game a Day campaign reviews, is like, why are you talking about these specific games? It seems like an odd bunch of games to be talking about. And true, none of them may be related in any specific way, but it's mostly because they're games that I've played lately or recently, or have played a little bit here and there. And obviously I can't really talk about games I haven't played, right? or maybe I could, but I try not to do that. So that's one of the reasons why I've selected these specific games. And even, the last episode I talked about VVV. Well, that was a hard one to talk about because like I said, it's such a good game. I really don't have anything to say about it, but maybe that'll get them some extra exposure or whatever. That'd be great. I love to see more indie developers do well. Because of maybe the attention they get on the website or the podcast. Hey, that'd be a happy side benefit of this whole thing. So today's review is Dragon Quest V. I had the chance to go back and play a little bit about this lately, and you know what? It isn't just childhood nostalgia. I mean, that is one of the reasons I like this game. But dang, man, it's well put together. I mean, they really went all out on this one. Like, if we're talking about the Final Fantasy series, this is the Final Fantasy VI for the Dragon Quest series. Because since then, oh man, it just hit a low. 6 was okay. I bought 6 while I was in Japan. It received a lot of criticism, and I can see some reasons why. The game is a little slow. And this is a definite problem with RPGs, but the graphics are cool and the story's kind of interesting and neat. So Dragon Quest VI, it has some lame moments, but Dragon Quest VI was still pretty cool comparatively to Dragon Quest VII, which was, and by Dragon Quest, of course, North America sometimes it's called Dragon Warrior, just so we're clear. The Dragon Quest VII was kind of the Final Fantasy VIII of the series. Oh, and maybe not all of you would agree, but I feel that Final Fantasy VIII wasn't that great. And it had its moments, and by the time you got to the final disc, it got okay. Like, it was pretty bearable, but it had a lot of problems, and there were so many tutorials and things that really just bogged it down. And that was one of the unfortunate things about Final Fantasy VIII. Well, Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior 7, which is available on PlayStation, I believe you can still get it. It's also suffered from kind of a slowness. The storyline was all dark. There was just never any sort of joy or hope or anything. The music was what it was. It's okay. The grinding was way more intense than I've ever seen in a Dragon Quest game. I just couldn't believe it, how much time you'd spend fighting enemies, and then it was slow fighting enemies, and then you wouldn't get any experience for fighting them. You get so little experience at any given point in the game, and that was lame. And then the whole monster park system where you fight monsters, and then they want to go back to your park so you can talk to them. Oh, God. I mean, there were certain rewards for that, but what a horrible, horrible, horrible side quest compared to 5, where you could actually use monsters in your party. That was frickin' cool, way cool. And even Dragon Quest VI had that, although to a smaller degree. And it seems like they've never brought that back, which is I don't get why you wouldn't want to do that again. And you can do all kinds of new things with the Dragon Quest series if you want to, but why not the ability to use monsters in your party? And if you're a Dragon Quest fan and you're listening to this going, well, 8 had it. No, it didn't. 8 just gave you the ability to call monsters temporarily for a little while to fight for you. It's not the same thing. So anyway, that's a complaint that I have. Dragon Quest V, obviously, like I said, had the most monsters that you could incorporate into your party, and that was one of the major attractors to this game, but it seems like a lot of other parts fell into place as well. From some of the boss battles all the way up to the dungeons and the graphics and the sound, everything was great, and it was also well paced. So definitely compared to some of the other RPGs or even some of the other Dragon Quests in this series, this game wasn't bogged down. It wasn't slow, and any grinding you did was almost a pleasure because you actually enjoyed it. And I don't know that I ever leveled up all my characters to 99, but I do believe I had characters that were advanced as level 80 in Dragon Quest V. Like, it would take way too long to ever get to 99, and I don't know why you would want to or need to ever, but it was still a pleasure to work your way up to that point. And there was nothing that would ever necessitate or justify it. You know, there's the secret hidden boss that you can fight, and that's all fun, but there's really no incentive or reward. It's just kind of like, how fast can you kill him? Can you kill him in 5 turns or 15 turns or 18 turns? And who cares? You know, there's really no major point to that, but cool that you could unlock it. So the whole way that would happen, and I think they had a secret similar to that in Dragon Quest VI. If you beat the game and fought the final boss and won, and then you would reset your console and you would actually be able to go into the hidden dungeon at that point. So that was cool how they had an extra after you finished the game. Now, comparatively speaking, you know, I think Dragon Quest V had a few more sort of, you know, compared to Dragon Quest VI, that was pretty packed to the rafters. There was maybe a little bit more room with Dragon Quest V, but not a lot. It's still a pretty massive game in an RPG, and so you usually got your dollar's worth as far as playing time went. There was a lot to do, and the side quests were pretty great, you know, as far as collecting medals and things like that. You know, there definitely could have been more cool side quests. I feel like there was significantly more in 6, but what was offered was still pretty fulfilling. The soundtrack is classic. Obviously, you know, there's some themes that carry through the entire series, and so even Dragon Quest V had some commonalities with older games, but even the music that was sort of unique to it and that series, I felt was quite good. So Dragon Quest V, pretty stellar game all in all. Storyline, gameplay, music, graphics, and again, graphics for the time, we can't really compare them against, I don't think it'd be fair to compare them against any modern RPGs. Really, all of that came together and to create a great game. So even though I've played it to death, if someone had me at gunpoint to play it again, I probably happily would play this game. So I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10, and that's my review Dragon Quest V. Thanks so much for tuning in to this Game a Day campaign. You know, our content, our website, our podcast, all this stuff would be nothing without our listeners, viewers, and audience. So thank you so much, and we look forward to chatting again in the future.